going to try and do? I'm going to try and note to self.
I wonder how big a great egret is. We basically came out this evening to try and find some seagulls. We basically think we might have seen a spoonbill, which is pretty cool, but we're not 100% sure. So this is just.
I mean, they're really rare, and I know nothing about them.
I know nothing about them, so I actually have no facts to give you right this minute, but I can report back tomorrow when I've done a bit of research. But it was circling around us for ages, which it would be pretty cool. But we think it might be a spoonbill because it had quite a flat beak. Yeah, it was quite. And it had really gangly legs.
What happened to your legs, Willow?
Basically, I did a bit of a recce in the marsh to see if I could see where anything was hanging about, and I was wearing Crocs, which is obviously probably not recommended footwear for marsh walking, and I fell down a few holes and I got stuck in the mud. Where are my Crocs? Oh, do you want to see? This is the aftermath. Oh my good lord, this is the aftermath. Sorry Dad, to ruin your Crocs. It was successful because we think we know where we should probably head tomorrow, which is good. But yeah, that'd be pretty exciting if we did see a spoonbill because they are really rare. That's the only thing we know about them, but we can come back tomorrow with better facts. Why do I just hate the mud? So here we are on the Norfolk coast, seeing if we can find some fun and exciting birds to show you. So yesterday we went out in the evening at kind of dusk. I mean, it got actually dark very quickly and we got very covered in mud, but we basically saw a spoonbill circling above us, so we thought that would be a pretty good place to start. So basically they're quite large wading birds. They look a bit like herons but completely white, and they have a spoon-shaped bill. You can distinguish them when they're flying because they fly with their necks completely straight out, whereas if you look at a heron or an egret, they fly with their necks in like an S shape tucked into their body. In 2010 there were breeding pairs in a little colony found in North Norfolk, and they had been extinct in the UK breeding for like 300 years or something.
The last time spoonbills were breeding in the UK, back in 1668, was in fact 20 years before Newton first described gravity, 2 years after the Black Death and the Fire of London. King Charles II was back on the throne, and the grandfather clock wasn't even going to be invented for another 2 years.
Since then, they've increased their breeding population and now make up about half of the UK's breeding pairs in North Norfolk. There's 40 here, there's 73 in the UK, I think. So yeah, only a couple were found back in 2010. So basically, they're pretty interesting birds. So they use their spoon bills, if you will, to sweep through the water to catch mollusks and small fish. They live very communally. They're very sociable birds. They nest just off the ground in bushes or trees, in reed beds as well. They like shallow water, so they can fish, and you often see them with other herons or egrets because they share very similar cooperative behaviours. So the reason we're coming to see them at the minute is because they migrate back from kind of southern warmer climates in early spring, and then will breed here. So that's why we thought this would be a pretty good time to come and have a look if we can see them. Oh my gosh, the name, a group of spoonbills is called a canteen or a bowl. That's pretty cool. That's, if you're going to remember anything, remember that, because that's really cool.
Pretty nice hide.
So basically we're just at the hide in Holcombe, and we actually have got very lucky and seen lots of things we wanted to, but we've also seen a glossy ibis, and they're like iridescent up close, but they look kind of black to the naked eye, and they've got these long kind of curved beaks, a bit like a curlew but they're a bit bigger, and they're actually pretty cool to see because they're fairly rare. Like, they don't visit the UK that often, but their numbers are increasing here, but they're a very cool wading bird, and yeah, we thought we'd just mention it because it's a pretty cool thing to see. So I'm going to now tell you, moving swiftly on. Oh, that's a bird joke. So obviously everyone knows, well, not everyone, but oyster catchers are pretty widely known. So we thought we may as well just film them in their prime. They have an orangey red beak, which is very long and sharp and straight. And then they're kind of black and white. You often find them on the shore or on the mud, or they're pretty common actually across the east coast. In this time of year, they're starting to nest and to breed. So we were just observing them, and we noticed they were doing these cool courtship displays, which are called piping ceremonies, which is basically when 3 or more individuals or pairs come together and they do this thing where they hunch their shoulders, point their bill to the ground, open it and make this really shrill shriek, whistle, pipe, and they kind of run about the ground, kind of shrieking and wailing at each other. So this time of year, it's like a courtship thing, courtship behaviour, or it can be just territorial. So pairs might do it to be territorial to other pairs, so they know where they're nesting, or between. I think they even do it between couples to increase their bond, so they kind of know each other better. It's quite eye-catching, and it looks quite silly, but it's pretty cool to observe, and it's ridiculous. It's to be honest, yeah. There's a goose in that tree. It just looks funny. It's like the guys curly want to see him. Have you ever seen a goose in a tree? The other thing we observed in the marshes this morning was some avocets, which are gorgeous birds. If you know the RSPB logo, it's that gorgeous white and black bird with the upturned beak. They're so beautiful, and they've got these really long gangly legs. They were extinct up until 1947 in the UK, which seems to be the story with pretty much every bird. So this is a note to us that we've driven every single bird to extinction at least once.
Good job, guys.
Well done, guys. We're doing really good. And so big conservation breeding programs have brought them back. They're monogamous and they mate for a season. And they're also pretty territorial, I'm pretty sure, and they get quite defensive. Their courtship displays, we didn't actually see any courtship displays because they come over. They migrate in February, I'm pretty sure, and then they nest, and then their chicks will hatch in kind of May, June. So most of them would have already paired up for the season. But they have apparently quite elaborate dances, which I'm sad we didn't see. And apparently they splat each other with water, which I don't think I would personally enjoy if someone was trying to court me.
You could call them a dancing queen.
Yeah.
Which would make them an avocet.
So the avocets, the dancing queens of the bird world.
That
was really good. That was good. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one, hopefully. Bye.